Thanks EA for providing me early access to the Skate Playtest 0.27 build. That's right guys, the day is finally here. I got a chance to play the new 0.27 playtest update for Skate, and I have a ton of gameplay and information to share with you guys. I'm gonna have several videos coming out that will have gameplay of the new Skate game, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Also, comment down below if there's anything specific you'd like me to show off. Like I said, I have a lot of gameplay to share. In today's video, I want to share with you guys what Skate actually plays like. How does the skating feel? What is the story like? What is progression like? What challenges and features can you expect to be in the game when you finally hop in the playtest? I want to dive deep into all these topics with you guys today. And of course, keep in mind this is still a pre-alpha build of the game, meaning there's still going to be a lot more features and content added in future updates. So let's jump into the most important thing that makes Skate so fun and the thing that makes us continuously come back to Skate, and that is the skating. As of right now, I think the skating is in a really good place. This is hands down already the best feeling skateboarding game there is, and it's still in a pre-alpha state. It's fluent and it's snappy. I found myself just skating around the world for hours and literally doing nothing else. No challenges, no game modes, just straight up skating. Which in my opinion, I think that's a great sign for a skateboarding game. That's pretty much all I do in the older skate games. Just skate around and hang out, get clips, stuff like that. And yeah, this game is just as satisfying, if not more satisfying, to just skate around and enjoy yourself. I absolutely love that we have the ability to now smoothly transition in grinds to add more complexity to your lines. We also have things like slappies and wallies to give you more options at all the different spots around San Amsterdam. This stuff just adds more layers upon layers to your skating and the clips that you can create, and the possibilities for different clips just open up more and more. It's fantastic. In my opinion, transition skating is better than it ever has been in this game, though there's definitely a learning curve to it. I've never been a big transition skater person anyways in these games, but if you get into this game and you try out the transition skating, you'll notice how it's really smooth and pretty fluent. I feel like a lot of games struggle to get transition skating down properly, and I think they're definitely nailing it so far. It's not perfect, but again, pre-alpha build, so there's still work to be done, but it is definitely getting there. If you really learn it, you can do things like seamlessly grind coping without having to pop out of a quarter pipe first. Pumping is super easy to learn and the whole system feels smart. There is a pumping assist in the settings that you can tweak. If it's pumping too much for you and you want to manually do it more, you can go into the settings and adjust that slider to where you would want it to be, and I think that's really nice. In terms of tricks alone, the slow flipping gives you the ability to add more style to your clips and makes it feel more realistic overall. I do want to point out there are still some tricks we don't have, like dark catches and dark slides for example, but like I said, it is still pre-alpha, so not everything is in the game yet. Also, I really want to point out the sound design for the skating adds so much more realism to me. You can really hear the impact when going off a small ledge compared to a big ledge. The different textures on the ground sound realistic under your wheels and sound really satisfying. Some spots even slow your skating more because the material you're skating on just wouldn't be easy to skate on. I think stuff like that's really cool, makes the world feel more real. And yeah, I think the sound design especially is so good, so atmospheric, and just adds so much more depth to everything. I want to let a few clips play out with no music so you guys can really get a feel of the skating and the sound design. Keep in mind, I'm not the greatest skate player in the world, but you know, I try to get a couple good clips so that I can just show off to you guys. So here they are. And yeah, overall, I think the skating is super promising and is headed in such a great direction. Let me know what you guys think about the skating so far in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinions. So let's jump into the next topic, the story. I feel like the hot question for this game is, what is the story for a free-to-play online skate game, and is there even a story at all? The answer to that last question is yes, there is. However, it is definitely a bit different than older skate games. Now, I don't want to dive too deep into the story elements that are in the game, obviously because of spoilers, but I just want to give an overall summary of it. So the setup that we already knew was the big corporation known as M Corp has left the city, and skaters are essentially reclaiming the city as their own. And when you first get into the game, you will meet V. V is basically an AI filmer that you have that guides you through the tutorial and introduces you to San Amsterdam. V is essentially your Retta of this game, or your Shingo. As you progress through challenges that V gives you, you learn more about San Amsterdam and you meet other characters that are part of the story as well. Some familiar names do pop up, so be on the lookout for that. I'm not going to spoil that stuff for you guys. The story is essentially told throughout doing the challenges that V gives you and other characters give you. You pick up on pieces of lore and learn more about how the city came to be. You even learn about the creation of V, who created her and why, which I thought was a nice touch, and it kind of made it all make a little more sense. I'll be honest, there are definitely some things I don't love about this story so far. There's elements of augmented reality and a virtual skater that shows you how to do tricks. It just doesn't seem to all come together to me. You even learn about this thing called impervatech, which is essentially their explanation on how you can do crazy things like this and not get hurt. But honestly, it feels strange sometimes, like I'm skating in a simulation. It kind of reminds me of that Skate 3 theory that your skater died and you're skating in skate heaven, but in this game it feels like you're skating in a skate simulation. I don't know. I don't know if that's even the story, but that's just some of the elements of the story just kind of give me that vibe. I don't really understand it a whole lot yet, but I also don't think the story is done, obviously, because it's pre-alpha. So hopefully as you play through the game more, there's more of an explanation behind it all and it gives you a better understanding of everything. Would I prefer Retta roasting me when I fall and Coach Frank yelling in my face at his skate school? Of course I would, but being that Skate is a complete reboot of the franchise, I can see why they wanted to create a whole new cast of characters and a brand new narrative for their own. One last thing, you will hear some characters give nods to other characters from the past games, which is a nice touch, but I want you guys to discover all of that for yourself. So, how do you unlock items in the new Skate? How do you earn cool clothes? Can you even earn cool clothes for free, or is it all locked behind a paywall? Let's dive into all of that, and this is a lot, so get ready. Let's break down the progression system of Skate. Progression is tied to the neighborhoods on the map. The map is split up into 4 neighborhoods. Each neighborhood has their own challenges. The more challenges you do in a neighborhood, the more you level up that neighborhood. Once you rank up the neighborhood, you go to the skate shop and initiate that level up. This usually gives you an item. It could be clothes, boards, accessories, or an object to add to your drop box that you can place down in Skate. On top of that, you can also get things like titles, pictures, and banners to show off on your in-game player card. Ranking up your neighborhood is also how you progress your story. You unlock more challenges that are tied to the story, and eventually the more challenges you do in a neighborhood, the more you will unlock other neighborhoods. So you have to do those specific challenges in a neighborhood to level up the neighborhood, and then eventually you will unlock other neighborhoods and get more challenges there. Now, this is a free-to-play game, so let's talk about currency. Every challenge earns you RIP chips. RIP chips are the free in-game currency. Once you earn enough RIP chips, you can take them to the shop and open a box. Each neighborhood has their own set of boxes, and boxes contain anything from basic clothes to branded clothes, basic boards and hardware to branded ones as well. You can also earn more skatable objects through these boxes. Let's be upfront and call it what it is. These are loot boxes. Straight up. However, you can see every single item in the box beforehand, and they are not purchasable with real money whatsoever. This is your way of earning in-game items. You just can't pick exactly what you want. I don't love loot boxes, and I never will, but if a game is gonna do loot boxes, I think this is definitely the most consumer-friendly way to do a loot box. There's also so many boxes to go through. Every neighborhood has a ton of boxes, and every box just seems to kind of get better and better items for the most part, which I think is great. There's a lot of stuff to work towards, and you don't have to spend a single dollar. As if that wasn't enough information, there are also Sand Van Bucks, or SVBs. This is the premium currency that you can only get with putting your own money into the game. SVBs are used for buying bundles in the store, usually containing real life skate brands or crazier looking skins like this Grim Reaper or this hot dog guy. You can also use SVBs to buy individual items that are offered in the shop, and all of these items and bundles are regularly rotated out, so it keeps the store fresh. I mean, every single free-to-play game does this, so honestly, all of this is pretty expected. Ever since they announced free-to-play, I think we all knew there would be some sort of store. Now, we don't know anything about like a season pass or a battle pass or anything like that, but I'm hoping we do get something like that in the future. But yeah, that is the overall gist of progression in Skate. I hope you guys took notes. It's a lot, but the game introduces it to you very well and you get the hang of it very quickly. This is an online free-to-play skate, so community and skating with other people will have to be a big aspect of the game. As of right now, in terms of multiplayer, we are pretty limited though. But remember, pre-alpha, not the final product. They're still working hard on literally everything. So let's talk about throwdowns. In terms of competitive, all we really have right now are throwdowns. You set an area to throw down with other players and you throw down against them. So essentially you skate against each other in any area that you choose. You can place a throwdown anywhere you want and you can tweak the settings, and whoever hits that score first wins. But I do think this is just the beginning of throwdowns. I'm hoping this is an avenue to add more competitive game modes, and I'm hoping that they're going to give us the ability to change the type of throwdowns that we're doing. Games of Skate would be literally so perfect for throwdowns. I had a video years ago where I talked about having the ability to make impromptu games of Skate, which is essentially the concept of throwdowns but as games of Skate. So you set an area somewhere and you play a game of Skate with anyone at any time, wherever you want it to be. I think that would work so perfectly for throwdowns. So I'm hoping they're planning on adding more depth to the throwdowns. I think throwdowns are cool and all, but I do hope we do get an actual set of competitive game modes with set locations where people can set scores on leaderboards. Someone like Y3 Luke needs to show off their amazing skills and beat everyone's high score. So we need something to facilitate that, just as important as having the ability to throw down anywhere with your friends. Next up, for multiplayer, you have co-op challenges. So now you can party up with your friends and you can play challenges together. So together you collectively complete a challenge and everyone has a good time working together, basically. That's really it though. You have a fun co-op mode that you can play with your friends, and you also earn bonus XP for completing the co-op variant of different challenges throughout the world. So you can do a challenge solo, but you can also party up with your friends and do it in co-op mode as well, and you will get rewarded. Other than that, you have your drop box where you can place items like rails, ramps, ledges, stairs, all that stuff, and you can session those with your friends. But as of right now, that's really the only community aspect of the game, but there's absolutely more coming, I'm sure. Also, I want to give a shout out to Dyes for linking up with me in game and helping me out to capture all this multiplayer footage. And yes, he did beat me in the throwdown, of course, because he's Dyes. So that is essentially an overview of the Skate 0.27 update. I just wanted to hop in here, give you guys as much information as I can, show you as much gameplay as I can, and just kind of lay out what this game is looking like so far, what you can expect if you're selected to get into the playtest, which if you signed up for the Skate Insider program, you will be selected. You could already be selected. You could already have this game installed right now. They are inviting every single person that signed up over the next few weeks. I will have more gameplay, more videos coming out, and yeah, just be on the lookout for that. Make sure to subscribe. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and as always, go play some Skate, hopefully the new one. I'll catch you guys in the next one.